don't know how to feel about all that. You see that alien hugging the back of his brain? That stuff's weird. That freaks me out. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. You already know, today we're going to be reacting to some more strange TikToks. If you're new here and you want to show some support, don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, stuff like that. Click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And yeah, things are about to get weird. Let's get right to the video.
Bro, what did I just watch? Have y'all seen this? First of all, I didn't even know that the government was shut down. I'm just hearing about this, y'all, and I'm gonna have to come back and make a video about the government shutting down. But tell me why it's the middle of the night and Donald Trump drops an AI video of him and JD Vance and the creator of Project 2025
Trump is wild.
As the Grim Reaper, y'all, playing Their Time Has Come. What is going on, y'all? Have y'all seen this?
The music was copyrighted, so it's probably going to sound a little weird. I had to get it out.
Now their time has come. Here the power's gone. Rustford is the reaper. He wields a pen that comes out of the brain. Here comes the reaper. Stand here, baby. Here comes the reaper. Gonna tie your hands. Here comes the reaper. Won't be able to fly. Here comes the reaper. Baby, end your plan. Blah, 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 blah.
Did he really post this?
Tell me that y'all caught the subliminal messages that Donald Trump has implemented in these videos, y'all. Let's check them out. They show the Capitol building with the lights going off and they say, here the power's gone. Then they say that Roosevelt is gonna tie your hands because he wields the pen, the funds, and the brain. And then they tell y'all that you won't be able to fly, and then they portray the zombies on this part. What do they mean by that? And then he pursues to let us know that everything that we are seeing are theater, right? It's a show. Don't listen to these people when they're talking. So are they trying to tell us that Project 2025 is still on? I don't know, y'all. But basically, if that's the case, that means big things are going to happen within the government, y'all. But it's only speculation. But did y'all see this? Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this. The shift is here. I be telling y'all. Let's continue to get it.
To him,
nobody has power over you because you create the power that they have over you. You are powerful enough to give you the illusion that one is having power over you. You are creating the idea and the illusion that others have power over you.
Are we real? Do I exist? Does anybody know? Does anyone have an answer, or has this all just been Sora 2? I'm going to ask the questions that matter. Are we AI? Because I don't know. I can't tell the difference, and I'm losing my mind. Dude, I just watched a video of Jake Paul applying makeup like a makeup artist. Brother, we're not just cooked. We're marinated, sauteed, deep fried, and put in a fat guy's Tupperware for a meal prep he's not going to stick to. Chubsy McGee is shoving us in a freezer and forgetting us for life. We're toast. It was fun and games when The Rock was eating spaghetti. That was cute, right? It looked like shit. We could tell the difference. That's where you put your foot on the brake, Buster. You don't got to make it better. Now I'm watching videos of XQC verbally abusing senior citizens in a retirement home, and I don't know what's real and what's fake. Oh, Facebook moms are going to lose it. I'm losing it. Once people figure out how to get rid of that watermark, estamos fritos, mi amigo. We're butternut squash. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, because people are going to make some wild shit. It doesn't matter what you do. You can't spot it anymore. You can focus as hard as you want on a video from beginning to end, trying to find the AI, the artifacts, You can't. For all you know, this video could be AI.
What the?
Keep your hands on the range. You almost took out 3 cars back there. Dismount and step down, now.
Sorry, man, I just, like...
Don't move, range strap's tight, unclip it right now.
They do got the audio sounded better. It's hard to tell.
Oh my gosh, it's a simulation. No way, they just simulated all the white vehicles. This isn't real.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes. I hate when
American
people get in front of
Jews.
me and
What do you
drive
have
slow.
to worry about? Your job is to make us look good. And here's how you do it. You have got to serve 2 or 3 years in the army of words. Don't let the war of words ever be fought about Israel's nature. Israel's nature. Let it be fought about why you can't accept Israel. Why you have to single out this tiny people. Try to find Israel on the map. It's hardly there. You know, we used to play this game, Where's Waldo? Where is Waldo on the map? Are you going to really tell me that this is the country you want to blame? Push them. Teach them how to defend by attacking. By attacking. You've got to do that. You've got to make demands on them. They've got to serve for 3 years in the army of words.
Can somebody tell me what the army of words is? Because I have no idea what she's talking about. Army of words. And she needs to take her bowl cut and go on home. She's annoying. People over in Israel, that some of them are just so full of themselves, it's crazy.
In 1991, a NASA space shuttle camera accidentally recorded something that was jaw-dropping. An object, some might call it a UFO, hovering in space above the Earth, when suddenly a gigantic energy beam shoots from the surface towards the object. The object instantly turned 180 degrees, an impossible 14,000 Gs, and blasted off into space at over 200,000 miles an hour, narrowly missing a second beam. Researchers later traced those beams to Exmouth, Western Australia, home to a secretive radio communications base that some researchers believe is actually a clandestine directed energy weapon site capable of shooting plasma. Was NASA filming proof of a UFO under attack by Earth-based weapons? Or were those at a low level in NASA kept out of the loop while they pointed their cameras at a site where they knew they'd be doing a live test? But here's the thing. We all saw what we saw. No one's denying it. But rashly jumping to the conclusion that that's an alien or some kind of craft is a mistake, because there is no way of knowing if what that object was is even solid. What do I mean by that? Well, if you've got scalar-directed energy weapons that can shoot plasma at things, it means you can also create what appear to be solid objects in the sky, but which amount to nothing more than a sophisticated laser pointer. What we may have witnessed is their own tests on their own dummy objects that they themselves put in the sky as a target. It's kind of like that whole circus with the Tic Tac where they took all the weapons off the planes and set up the pilots, and the pilots just miraculously happened to see this sophisticated craft that they wanted to test and see what the responses from the pilots were going to be. The pilots didn't know. They were unwitting dummies, but they were doing testing among their own people. Or we may have witnessed a genuine defense against something that a foreign nation was putting up in the atmosphere, and we simply don't know. But I can assure you that quite a few foreign nations have this technology, as do several private groups, including organized crime syndicates and at least one very well-known cult. And here's where my mind goes with it. We've lately seen UFO disclosures, and part of that has been the disclosure of plasma beings that live in the atmosphere. Well, that itself might actually be fake and a cover. These things appear to be plasmoids that live in the atmosphere and are intelligent. Well, what if they're not living in the atmosphere? What if they're a technology that creates plasma in the atmosphere and they're being intelligently controlled because they're a technology? What that would mean is that their little laser pointers that they can use on a small scale, they could probably also use on a large scale and hoax things like, oh, I don't know, comets like 3i Atlas. They can probably excite particles that are floating out in space and make it appear to be a comet that changes trajectory when in reality it's all coming from an Earth-based transmitter. Why? Maybe they make something that's out in space act erratically so that it looks like there could be a danger or an alien armada and they could have their own astrophysicist hype up the public. I don't know any of that for sure. That's all speculation, but I do know that this technology exists and that there are various bases around the Earth that have this capability, and there's really no telling just how big of a hoax they could run with it. This is not Project Bluebeam, this is actually real. Is this a secret space war that slipped into the public eye by mistake? Or is it something else? Something that's been tested secretly for decades and is only now coming into public use where we can start talking about it? What do you think? Did NASA film an alien attack? Or did we catch a glimpse of some of the technologies that are just now being used to cause light in the sky and earthquakes? Jump in the comments and give me your theories.
That just landed in their cornfield. Yo, NASA.
This is
would
an
be
old
paying
image of
me.
Chicago, and a lot of people are just awestruck by how like perfect it looks. But one thing I'm more interested in is the lighting. Back in the day, we used to have sodium lights, which is why the atmosphere felt orange and comfortable. Ever since we switched to LED lights, the atmosphere has felt clinical, almost like we're being surveyed. And that's exactly the point of these lights. Like, yes, it's better for illumination, but it's also better for security cameras to catch you on camera. This type of lighting doesn't provide enough details for the camera to pick up specific details of people. But looking back at this image, another thing I think about is the light pollution. If you were born and raised in this environment, what are the odds you've ever even seen a star besides the sun? There's a lot of children who live in cities who aren't interested in space, and it's because they can't see it. They literally don't know what they're missing out on because they're never in an environment to actually see the stars. This image represents it perfectly. The closer you are to the city, the more light pollution blocking out what you can see above you. But the further away you get from that light pollution, the more clear the cosmos becomes.
The lighting was so much better back then. I wish they would just go back to that lighting. And I got rid of all the LED lights in my room. Well, I got like a couple left, but I don't ever use them because they're really not good for your eyes. And the light bulbs I got, they look more like the sun, the color the sun puts off. But yeah, I really think they should just go back to the old lighting.
I have never seen such a perfectly squared tree in my life. Is this even normal?
Who spent time doing that?
I am absolutely speechless at this setup right now. I mean, I get being a DIYer, but on an avalanche, dude, you just built a whole ass apartment? What the fuck?
That's pretty cool. I'd live in there.
Wisco Babs here. This one's having a field day. Double fisting it.
Double fisting it.
And this one here, you're a goner. This is the 6th wasp that I'm seeing this praying mantis eat. Oh boy.
That's a big one too.
It's a harvest.
I'm gonna show you what the clone looked like. But remember the hair on Shaquille O'Neal's face because they had to rush this clone out. So when they grow them in these tubes, they don't have hair on their body. All right, so keep in mind this is the real Shaquille O'Neal. Now I'm gonna show you. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Keep a look on how he looked. Remember this face. Now let's show you the clone. All right, this is the clone. Shaquille O'Neal right here that they brought back for them couple games while Shaquille O'Neal was hurt.
Yeah, that looks
now you go get a side by side and you put them next to each other and you tell me is that Shaquille O'Neal right here.
That looks
I
like
just showed you the
Kazam.
real one and this is the clone.
O'Neal.
What y'all think? Somebody drop it in the chat. Do they look like the clone? Do they look like the Shaq I just showed you? And if they had more than one, I can show you more. They had about 3 different clones that they made to rotate out of Shaq during them years, during that time he was playing with the Suns. Do they look like this? Do they look like this guy? Look at this guy right here. That's the real Shaq right there. Look how much bigger he is. Just look at how he look. He look like he got a soul, right? And then look at this chat. Which one? You tell me. That's a clone right there.
I don't know how long you played there, so I
Man,
wouldn't know.
go back and start watching some of them highlights of the games with the Shaq with no beard and the no hair on him, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
He could have lost weight.
I'm telling you, man, you can't make stuff like this up. And look, they had more than one. They had more than one clone of Shaquille O'Neal playing with the Sun. And they saying right now, how does young elder know all of this? Man, they cash the records. You can't get mad at us. We don't got no contracts with y'all. So, you know, they grow them in these tubes. And then they come out. It takes a while to develop the hair and all that. But they ain't had time for all that. So they brought him right out the tube. Get him right on the court. Get him going. This is in their contracts to be able to do this. I wish I had a video of that LeBron James commercial, that Sprite commercial, because they used LeBron James clone for the Sprite commercial.
The movie Him was released September 19th, 2025. 10 days later, September 29th, 2025, Tyreek Hill breaks his knee or breaks his leg. The actor that plays Cameron Cade, CC would be his initials, C being the third letter of the alphabet, 33. His name is Tyreek Withers. Isaiah White in Chaldean cipher or numerology is 33. He's played by Marlon Wayans, and his number is number 10, and he breaks his leg at the beginning of the movie. He breaks his leg in the third quarter when the Dolphins have 10. So this is that black magic, that witchcraft and warlock rituals that they do. And Tyreek Hill's so goofy with waving his hands and like, yeah. And then you see a picture of him or a video of him in the hospital bed. You don't even know y'all puppets. Zio puppets at that.
Baseball is full of Masonic symbols you've never noticed. The field is literally a diamond-shaped square. Just like the Masonic square and compass, perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. 9 players lined up, scoreboard with 9 innings. 9 is a sacred Masonic number, the triple trinity. Each base is 90 feet apart, 4 sides equals 360. A perfect circle. The pitcher's mound? Exactly 60 feet 6 inches away. Drop the zeros and you get 666.
I didn't know that one.
Home plate is shaped like a pentagon, the keystone of masonry. The stone that holds the arch together. First pitch, opening ritual, the national anthem, lodge meeting, 7th inning stretch, a Masonic pause. Baseball isn't just America's pastime. It's a Masonic ritual hidden in plain sight. Like
So
and follow
boring.
for part 2.
Watch me use a magnet to switch off the speaking parts of my brain. So this is me speaking normally. Hi, my name is Jackie. Now watch when I stimulate the speaking parts of my brain, the magnet. Hello, my name is Jackie.
Why would you want to do that to
Speak very
yourself?
well. But now I can speak fine because the magnet is switched off.
This is Russian cursive. Like, how? How do you read that? So, he's just showing English print and cursive versus Russian print and cursive. So this is the word deprive, okay? Okay, here's deprive apparently in Russian. I can tell the letters apart here. And let's see cursive. How? If someone can ever find me a language more complicated to read cursive than Russian, I would love to see it.
It all
But
looks
I
the
have
same.
no idea how it could be any worse.
Because if you really start checking this out, they say when you check an average pillow, when you check an actual average pillow, you're going to see 17 different types of molds, y'all. When you start looking up these articles say that it's over 4 to 17 different types of actual fungal and mold that's on your average pillow. On your average pillow that you just got. Because even though it's in the plastic, it still got to be made in the manufacturing company. It sits on the shelf in the manufacturing company for months before it even get to you. So you getting these pillows and they already contaminated with other people's stuff. Then you sleep on these pillows and now you're contaminating the pillows and you don't know how to wash the pillows. And that's the reason when you go back into the day, in the ancient days, we didn't have these type of pillows. We made sure that we use high vibrational fabrics. We made sure that we washed and we hung dry our pillowcases. We washed and we hung dry our bedding. We let the sun hit it because we know that those ultraviolet rays is actually antimicrobial. She probably didn't know why she was doing them, but now we have the science and the technology to figure out the science behind them because it's antimicrobial. That actual wind and that sun keeps mold spores from coming and forming on the pillows, on the pillowcase, and on the bed. So you literally are getting infected and getting all of these ringworms and getting all of these fungal infections and getting aspergillus parasite, fungal parasite. You're getting low thyroid function and thyroid goiters all because you're bedding what you sleep in every single day. And not only did we change our bedding, we made sure that we got our 100% linen bedding. I said once you wash it a few times and once you sleep on it enough, it's going to be soft like clouds in the heavens.
You just can't have nothing nowadays, I swear. Like, there's so much stuff to worry about. Like, I'm not worried about a pillow. I'm really not. But now I gotta think about it.
And damn Skippy, you would.
In the past few days, agents from different states and cities have discovered and seized over 120,000 candies that contains fentanyl. Hospitals have seen a rise with children being admitted with fentanyl in their system. Halloween is around the corner. It's sad to say, but we live in a world that has ill intent. Don't allow your children to randomly go trick-or-treating in a neighborhood. We don't know what people are injecting in candies. These agents seized chocolate that had fentanyl in it. These agents seized Skittles, Double Bubble, Snowballs, and something else that contained fentanyl. People are peace disruptors right now in the world. People will literally go to churches where people are congregating and unalive them for likes, giggles, and hearts. People are doing bad things. Please protect yourself. Please protect your children. Please protect your peace. If you want to do trick-or-treating, do it amongst your family. You don't know. The world isn't pure the way that it once was. Look it up yourself. Be safe. I love you.
What I just noticed. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Are those spiders?
Oh. That's my house. What the?
Those gotta be big spiders. I've seen a lot of tweakers on the bus.
Okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Set wanted to do away with Osiris. So he had him cut up into 14 pieces. Now his body's cut up into 14 pieces. It gets thrown into the Nile River. And Isis, of course, isn't happy about this. Isis tries to collect all the pieces up, and she's only able to find 13 pieces. So she fashions together those 13 pieces to form a more perfect union, which is the framework of our 13 colonies, a more perfect union, based off of the myth of Osiris. Now that's showing Egyptian magic even in the framework and the fabric of our foundation, right? It's not an accident that they brought together 13 colonies to form a more perfect union. That was all by design. It was all manufactured. But what's crazy is that she fashions together these 13 pieces, but guess what piece is missing? So what do? They set up this ritual. That's what the obelisk is, by the way. The obelisk represents the 14th piece that they couldn't find. You find it in the Vatican. You find it in ancient Egypt. You find it here in the States. You find it all over cemeteries. You find it all over the Masonic lodges. It represents the Osiris. And they believe by setting up this ritual, now it's all a recreation of the original ritual that took place between Isis and the 13 pieces of Osiris. The Washington Monument and the Dome of Isis, which is the Capitol building. Now this is fascinating because the original ritual had to take place between in a courtyard between a dome and an obelisk. Putting those two together like that creates a power generator.
There's water,
literally a generator for this ritual. And the idea is that the seed of Osiris, the seed, is going to come up and emit out of Washington Monument, and it's going to take over whoever our president is. Now, this sounds crazy, but think about this. In ancient Egypt, what had happened was the pharaoh would go through this ritual, he would enter in a man, and he would exit the ritual a god. That was their belief. And they believed that their pharaoh was literally the embodiment of Osiris because of that ritual. They were calling him up out of the underworld. So what we have in America is this same ritual, basically, that the Freemasons believe that they have maintained the proper language and the ritual to a T from the ancient world. They claim to have this still today. They're right there between the dome and the obelisk, right there in that power generator, and right around the corner at the Herodome, which is what they call the Masonic Mecca of the world, literally. The Herodome is this temple, this massive, crazy temple in DC. They are up there while they do this ritual, and they are literally doing the raising of Osiris ritual while the presidential inauguration happens at every election. And they are literally calling on the spirit of Osiris to raise up, or Apollo, however you want to slice it, to come out of the underworld and to possess, exits the ritual, a god. This is what the Freemasons believe. Now, people are going to say, well, not every president's a Freemason. Well, most of them have ties to secret societies, but they're not all conscious of the ritual. It's been going on now since the beginning, to our knowledge, since the beginning of this nation being set up. They believe that it's going to stick eventually. See, they don't know which president is going to be the final Osiris. Now, they believed in the foundation of this nation that Washington was a type. He was the first Osiris. Technically, every president, in their eyes, is an Osiris. But the crazy thing is that not every time the ritual is going to stick. They have to keep doing it until it actually sticks, and they get that one that they've been waiting for. This is kind of like when we talk about Babylon working. You know, how many years, was Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard working in the desert trying to get this ritual to stick? They do this at the inauguration of every U.S. president because they believe there is going to come a time in a president that will be the one. He will be the one, and they will go through this ritual when his body lies in state in the Capitol Dome. I believe they're going to do this ritual, and that final raising ritual, that's going to be the one that's going to stick. I don't believe it's going to stick when they're doing it at an inauguration. The real one's going to take place when this Antichrist man dies. They lay him in state in the Capitol building beneath the 72 pentagrams and the apotheosis of George Washington. And that's not it. There's so much more numerology about the Capitol building and the 13 statues and the statutory hall. But I believe that's the real ritual. That's the one where he's going to raise, where the spirit of Osiris, which the Bible talks about this Apollyon coming up from the bottomless pit.
Working with Blender, I took a 3D image of the moon and I put it inside another 3D image of the moon.
I wish I knew how to use Blender.
Here is the result. Welcome to the solar system. A sun and a reflected sun.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
And no man will ever go. Thinking about this, I thought, well, let's reverse my theory. So my theory is that the universe is the reflection of the bigger Earth. But what if it was the other way around? What if the Earth was the reflection of the universe? That would mean that all the information is on the surrounding plasma ball, and it is beamed onto the Earth. What would this mean? Well, this would mean that the sun would be the projector, like a laser beam projecting all the information onto the Earth. Now the question is, if you put an obelisk on the face of the Earth, and you aim it at the cosmos. Would you be able to alter the future and maybe remove your own death? Would you rewrite history with the symbols carved in stone on the obelisk? Or would you capture consciousness in a crystal and beam it into the plasma?
And it's some strange times we're living in. There's just so much going on, and there's so much information they're putting out there that they're making it hard to know which way to go, what to believe in. So you just really gotta go with your gut feeling on how you feel about the whole situation, whatever's going on, whatever's right with you. That's what you gotta go with, pretty much. But alright, you guys, that's gonna be it for the video today. If you made it all the way to the end, don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, you know, stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget, I'm gonna be leaving a link in the description if you want to join the Discord. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for today. Make sure you guys stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.